Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a timeless reading. This energy was activated the moment you clicked on this video. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Empress. I feel like you are someone, you are very protective of people that you really care about, you know. I'm getting the feeling that you have a lot of people that you are protecting, taking care of. You're a giver, you're a caregiver. You may be taking care of a family or loved ones, or feeling as if it's your duty to kind of make sure everybody's okay. I feel like you're the one that people go to when they need comfort, when they are having kind of a bad experience. They come to you for love, you know, for support, for nurturing. And we got to take a look at this card a little bit in more detail, right? To see what's going on around you and where some of this energy is being utilized, and kind of what's coming up for you in the next few days, I'm feeling. Okay, I feel like this card is really giving. You know, really giving of yourself, really making sacrifices for the sake of the well-being of others. Okay, it's very good energy. But let's see how it's being utilized. See, now we've got a Two of Swords. And we have the Death card. We have an Ace of Cups. We've got a Wheel of Fortune. And a Two of Wands. I like the twos that we have here because to me they're indicating that we're sort of at a bit of a crossroads here. I kind of wonder if you are reaching a point with some of this caregiver energy that you may need to make some difficult decisions, and perhaps it's not that you're pulling back your energy. You're still being very generous with your time, your effort, your energy, your investment in other people, your care for other people. But I think that you're making a decision to do it more intentionally. So we're sort of setting some boundaries here. Yeah, in order to sort of round out our energy a little bit, and to, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a Ten of Wands here somewhere. Let's keep going. We have a Six of Swords, Three of Cups, very nice. There's the Nine of Wands, and the Sun card, beautiful. This is really, really positive, okay? I feel like you are making a decision about sort of where you're giving this energy, about what you're kind of, what you're taking care of, what you're investing in, right? What you are willing to sort of, what you're willing to sacrifice yourself for. Yeah. Very good stuff here. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. Here's a little volunteer. Oh, a second Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Very good. Double Wheel of Fortune. We're going to select the mystery card. It's going to go right here with our little sea turtle friend. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? But we'll tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. All right. Let's look around the room. We've got some really, really good cards. We've got major, two majors, major, and a major arcana energy here. So good major energy. We have fire and fire. We've got water and water. We've got air and air. What we don't have is any earth cards. Okay, and I think really we're not so concerned right now with with what we're doing. It's not about the details or the people involved. And see, there's no court cards here either, right? It's not about the other people. It's not about what we're doing necessarily, but how we're doing it and why. And I think what you're doing is you are giving of yourself to something. You're taking care of friends. You're taking care of your family. You're taking care of the house. You're taking care of the bills. This is the card really of taking care of stuff, right? And I think we're starting to think, wait a minute now. Is this what I need to be doing? Is there a better way that I can focus this energy? Do I need to perhaps not just be available for everything, right? And maybe that's kind of what we're doing is we're looking at our commitments. We're looking at those things in our life that are demanding our energy, time, effort, energy, money, space, right? We're looking at those things that are demanding that of us and thinking now, okay, I'm totally fine with being generous with my time, right? But you want to do it more intentionally. You want to be aware of what's going on and what those demands are, so that you can choose the right places to give and provide that energy. Okay, so the Two of Swords here is kind of it's almost a pause where I'm saying, well, wait a minute, let me think. And I think that's really what the name of the game is right now for you, is to just kind of stop and take a look. The first step is self-awareness. The first step is to have the thought process that says, okay, where is my energy going, and why? Why is it going that way? How am I proceeding through life in this manner? Okay, because it could be really with that Empress card that there's a lot of energy going out. Are there relationships where there's no energy coming back in, where you're giving, and there's nothing that's being given to you? Okay, so this is really a card now of kind of stopping and evaluating. And I think that we have to check in with ourselves to make sure we can sleep at night. See, the Two of Swords is a card called peace, mental peace, right? To me, it feels like we're not trying to cause any kind of friction or discord in life. You're in a very loving and a very generous energy. And that Spirit's telling you to stay in that generous, loving energy, but just be aware of where your time and your effort and your energy, and maybe your money, are going. Okay? And to make decisions, if we need to, going in the future, position with the Two of Wands here. What you're looking forward to is having some control over that. The ability to set up boundaries and to say no. Right? The ability is to say, I need to call my energy back in because there's stuff that I need to do. Okay, rather than just being kind of open for everybody who needs something that they can, anytime, day or night, they can call you, you'll be there, right? And again, that's a very good energy to have. But to have a little bit of say in the matter, to have some sort of boundaries, and to realize that sometimes you have to say no so that you can keep saying yes overall, right? Sometimes we have to prioritize self-care. I think that you're looking to expand your life and your progress and your future and your success in life, okay? And that's why we've got the double Wheel of Fortunes at the top here. It's almost asking the question, are you helping others to fulfill their destiny, and or are you fulfilling your own, right? This could be that there are two different Wheel of Fortunes. Which one are you on, right? It's sort of making a choice between are we sacrificing our own future to sort of stay in this very generous and very giving and very supportive energy? Is that part of your destiny, right? Or is there a different sort of wheel? It's kind of, it really is the question, are we living someone else's life? Are we living our life for someone else as a kind of a secondary character, or as a sort of a co-star in somebody else's movie? Or are we saying that this is my path, this is what I want to do, and this is what is meaningful to me, this is what is sort of expanding my life, and I feel growth, I feel progress here? Like, we have to evaluate that. Because I think it's not so much about who you're giving your energy to and sort of where all that energy is going, but whether or not you're doing it intentionally, whether you're having whether you feel that you are able and willing to sometimes say no. Okay, and I think this is the important card here. It's right in the middle of the table, right? This Two of Wands, and that the Two of Wands is kind of like it's not that you want to say no to everybody, but you want to be able to say no to people, right? You don't want to just have these automatic commitments where people just expect you to be somewhere at a certain time without even asking you. You know what I'm saying? And that, I think, is why we have our Nine of Wands in this position over here. But what we see here is a very, very prosperous future for you. I mean, when we look vertically, we have this transformation, right, of this sort of taking care of everything energy, leading to great, great abundance, great wealth here, right? This is double Wheel of Fortune. You got double good luck charms here with the double Wheel of Fortune. And I think every chariot needs 2 wheels, right, at least. So I think that's a really good sign. And going up this way here, we realize that some things have to be let go of in order for us to make progress, right? The Death card's a very important card. It is the card of change. And I think that there are big shifts coming in your life. I think that the twos that we have, as well as this Death card, the Death card is kind of the wind of change. And that wind can either blow us off course, knock us into the rocks, or that wind can be the wind in our sails, right? But this is a card that it says some things need to be left behind. Some things we don't need to keep doing anymore. So we're looking to sort of streamline our life a little bit. I think it's almost recycling energy, realizing, okay, these commitments over here, maybe I don't need all of these things, right? Maybe I can focus on a certain few that are going to mean the most to me, that are going to make me feel like this Wheel of Fortune, that are going to really, in some ways it feels almost like you're trying to do too many things at once. Yeah. You're trying to, it's like you're trying to take care of, I don't know, do you work in the medical field? Because I'm getting this vision of you trying to take care of like every single patient on the floor. But because you have so many patients, not any one of those patients is really getting the care that they need. You have to cut it short with everybody just so you could make all your rounds that day, So it's kind of like if we shrink the pool of people a little bit, or the pool of commitments, then each one of those commitments will get such a stronger portion of your energy, right? So it's not really about, we don't want to be generous with our energy. It's like you've got 100%. You want to give that 100% in a way that really is going to be effective. So we're giving 1% to 100 different things, right? In my math, yeah. We're giving 100% or 1% to 100 different things rather than giving 100% to one thing, or maybe 50 and 50, or 25, 25, 25, 25, or whatever math you want to do. And I think this is kind of the decision that we're making. We're realizing how we need to consolidate or pull things in or readjust a little bit. And we're doing so intentionally. Again, it's not that you don't want to give 100%. You just want to make sure you're giving it in the right proportions so that everybody can prosper. So it's not just you, it's everybody, right? Double Wheel of Fortune. This is like, it's not just about my destiny. It's about me being the best that I can be out in the world to support other people too. It's like, how can you give this other person or this hobby or this vocation or this calling or this job or this career, this art project or this spiritual path, how can you give this what it needs if your energy is split up in 99 other things, right? So it's not selfish. It's not just about you. Yeah, it's about sort of the things that you're doing or the people, the places, the things, right? Whatever you're working on right now, whatever you're taking care of, the many things you're taking care of. Yeah, and it kind of is, referring back here to this Ace of Cups too, because this is that infinite love you have in your heart, right? And I think that maybe this is, I kind of feel like we're talking about one particular thing that seems to be taking up a lot of your mental energy right now. And it's kind of like, we want this one thing to be prosperous. We want this one thing to grow. I want to give my attention to this one thing. but maybe there are the 99 other things, and that's kind of what we have to reevaluate now. Because how can we honor this if this is in your heart as the thing that you want the most, whether it's your child or your job or your art or your music or your relationship, significant other, your family, your friend, I mean, whatever it could be. Your financial life, your career, your vocation, I don't know, your stamp collection. Whatever this is, I feel like we can't really honor this or do it justice if we're split up with so many other things, right? So really, this is understanding how we need to rearrange life a little bit in order to bring more of our energy and time and space to this thing, right? And this was something that you started, I think, I'm going to say maybe a few months ago at most. And it's something that you care about and you want to do a good job here. You want to make it work. You want to experience the joy of this, right? What we want is that 3 of Cups. We want to make progress. We want to feel the joy and the jubilation and the celebration of being immersed and involved in this thing. But right now it's kind of saying like, okay, I feel spread too thin. I feel too busy. I feel like I have too many other commitments that I'm not able to experience the joy of this, And so sometimes with the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card, it's about how are we utilizing the time that we have, right? Are we sacrificing the best hours of the day for things that we don't really care about? Or are we going to make the decision and hold those boundaries? Maybe you are devoting the best hours of your day to the thing that you love the most. Spirit says keep doing that. Keep doing that. And have the boundaries, have the ability to say no. Somebody's going to ask you for something soon. That's going to try to take time away from what you really, really want to do, right? And you have to learn to say no. Okay? And Spirit's not saying that you have to say no when anybody asks you for anything, but you've got to really consider what the implications are, what you would be giving up if you say yes, and what you would be preserving, I think, that Ace of Cups if you were to say no, and you've got to be able to evaluate the seriousness of the ask, right? And whether or not you're going to say yes or no to it. But you have to have the ability to say no. Okay, and you have to set up some boundaries. You have to have this tool available if you're going to honor this over here. Because if we just take this problem out of there, and it's not really a problem, it's just your ability to think about your commitments and think about, your agreements. Think about your yeses and your nos, right? This is really, really excellent. This is really, really wonderful. Okay, and I think that a big shift is coming for you because I think that you are gearing up to say no to something that maybe you're already involved in, or for this big ask that's coming your way. And I do think there is something big that someone is going to be asking you for, and it's going to take a lot of your resources, a lot of time away from what you really are wanting to do. And Spirit says something about a lost glove. You're missing a favorite glove or something like that, or you just recently lost a glove, leather glove maybe, or a black glove. Anyway, Path of the Serpent, let's talk about this. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. The 6 of Swords. Now, this is your general energy. This is the card of science. This is the card of sort of understanding. This is the card of being in harmony with the process of change, right? On the intellectual plane, in the relationships, right? So I think that you're someone who does not want to anger people. You don't want to annoy people. You don't want to feel that there's a rift in your relationships with somebody. It's kind of like if I put up my hand and I say, stop, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to feel as if I don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to make your best friend or your family member or your job. Maybe this is about your employer asking you for overtime every day, right? Asking you to do doubles every single day or something, right? You don't want to feel as if saying no is going to cause a problem. You're a very diplomatic person. Yeah. So you have a way of talking to people that I think is going to really ease this sort of this shift. It doesn't have to be a fight, but I think that this is the way that you can assert yourself and state your intentions and sort of take control over your own life, make decisions for yourself, which is you should be allowed to do, right? Without causing major disruptions of life. Okay, I think this card's also about you having this plan that really you're looking at the Ace of Cups, the thing that you really, really love to do, that you want to do, that means the most to you. And you're sort of you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I do that? How do I make time and space for that? You're trying to figure out a plan. This is the blueprint. This is the plan that says, look, if I want to unfold this Ace of Cups and see what this is all about and really be there and not miss out on this. Let's say this is the birth of a child, right? You're not going to get that time back. If this is you want to start a new hobby or something, maybe you're taking a martial arts class or something. You can't sort of be half in, half out of it. You're never going to experience the newness of this thing ever again, right? And if you're sort of spread so thin, maybe your jiu-jitsu class is 3 nights a week, right? Maybe you're only going to go 1 night a week every couple of weeks because you have other things to do. Well, that's not a commitment. You know what I mean? That's not enough time for you to really feel like, wow, I'm immersed in this, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm really getting a feel for what it's like here. You're doing it once every few weeks. It's going to be very easy to say, oh, this was boring, this was a waste of time, right? But I think in your heart of hearts, you know that this is what you really want to do, but you're not giving it enough time. You're not giving it enough commitment. It's getting, again, 1%. Out of 100, right? Because you're spread thin in a lot of other ways. So I think this is us realizing that and thinking, look, it makes sense. If I want to really figure out if I like this thing, I got to spend more time with it. I've got to be able to call in some of my energies and devote more to this, even if it's just for a short period of time to see if I like it. Or maybe for a long period of time because you like it, but this is that sort of figuring out that plan that says, look, we're doing the math. It's like, look, okay, I've got 24 hours in a day. I got to somehow organize those hours in the best way possible for what I'm trying to do, right? And maybe this is a work thing. Maybe this is about that new hobby. Maybe it's about a pet, a plant, a person, whatever it is for you, okay? Now, the next card, of course, is the 3 of Cups. I think that you want to have the right experience with the people that you do interact with. You know what I mean? It's like if you have 100% and you're giving everything 1%, you're not really feeling the love in any one of those commitments, right? So if we consolidated some of those and we rather did 25, 25, 25, 25, yeah, I think that allows us enough investment to really feel the rewards of that, to really feel the bond. It's kind of like you love your best friend when you see them once a year. It's like that's not enough time to get into this feeling and to bond with something. Let's say it's about the bonding, right? This isn't enough to really to feel the celebration, to feel the love. This is a card of abundance, right? And I think that you're sort of, maybe it's making a shift from quantity to quality. This is real quality. This is understanding the process of change on the emotional plane. I want to have a better experience with the things that I interact with in life. It's not about how many things I can do in a day. It's about how intense or how deep or how strong the bond with those experiences. We try to check a lot of things off our list every day. It feels good, builds up momentum, But sometimes we have to reevaluate the list and say, do I care about all of these things? Is my list so full of these little to-dos that I'm not actually feeling any kind of emotional connection with any of them or with life generally, right? So I think that you're making these decisions because you want this. You want to feel that Three of Cups. You want to feel the abundance. And it's the abundance of quality and depth, not the abundance of just like having so many things on the list. Yeah. And that leads us right into the Nine of Wands, which is in the position of the obstacle. Because you're not someone that breaks promises. You're not someone that really likes to say no. I think you're learning to like to say no. There is, the strength that we see with the Nine, in your case right here is the strength of your word, the strength of your bond, It's difficult for you to say no because I think that it's, goes against your nature a little bit, I guess, right? It kind of feels like, no, I'm strong enough to say yes. I'm strong enough to help or to do whatever this person's asking. So by saying no, am I in effect saying that I'm not capable of it? Well, I know I'm capable of it. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to everything. But we don't have anything to prove. Okay, you don't have anything to prove to anybody. So this is, this is the idea of those commitments. These are promises, right? And this is your ability to keep all those promises, even at great personal cost. You're going to take care of everything. Don't you worry about nothing. I'll take care of everything, right? Even if it comes at great personal cost, a great spiritual cost for you, a great emotional cost for you. So we're learning that we want to sort of evaluate our commitments and make sure that we're not just, we want to be generous with our energy, but to the right things, right? A generosity of intensity and depth and quality, not just a generosity of I'm going to say yes to everybody and pretty soon I'm going to have 1,000 things to do every day, right? So I think this is a good card to have in this position because we do need this strength. We do need the strength to say no. We need to feel confident enough in ourselves that it's like, I don't need to do 100 things today. I can do 1 or 2 or 3 things and feel very successful and very confident in those things and feel that bond and that connection and feel the commitment and feel the love, I don't know exactly what this is, but I feel like, I feel that the level of your responsibility or the quantity of your responsibilities is starting to get to be too much. It's starting to diminish, or you're thinking about, I don't think it has yet, but I'm thinking you're starting to feel that it might diminish your capacity. It might really wear you thin. It might really just kind of suck you dry of all of this, Empress energy that you have. And this is real care, again, really caregiver kind of energy. Taking care of a lot of things, right? Taking care of everything. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Don't worry, I'll take care of it at great personal cost. Okay, and there does come a point, I think, in that Empress energy where people start to take advantage of that, where we don't realize that we're sort of allowing that. And so it's a matter of just kind of saying, no, putting our foot down and saying, I'm done for the day. Shop is closed. Turning off the sign, flipping the sign around, locking the door. Shop is closed for the night. The Sun card at the end, though, is very, very positive because this to me feels like the perfect utilization of your energy. It feels as if you've got enough burning inside of you that you're radiating this light outward. So the Sun's very generous, right? The Sun just sort of says yes to everything. The Sun isn't even really aware. The Sun's just doing what it does, shining its light out into the world. The Sun doesn't intentionally bring the clouds around because it's mad at you, right? The Sun's just doing what it does, and it's up to us to sort of, to utilize that sunlight, right? To absorb that energy, that spiritual light, that creativity. And I feel like you're becoming a bit of this Sun card, but the Sun has to be focused on its inner work, has to be focused on what it's doing to generate this light. You want to be generous and take care of everybody, but what if you're being depleted? What if the Sun is so busy shining its light that it doesn't have enough inside? It's going to burn out in like a day or two, right? So this is a card that's kind of saying we have to be careful that we don't burn out. If you want to continue shining your light and being generous with your time, effort, energy, and or money, you've got to focus on the self-care. You've got to have the commitment first and foremost to you. The Empress needs to take care of you first so that you can take care of everybody else. Yeah. Because if you're run down, if you're depleted, if you're drained, you will be of no use to anyone. Yeah. The Sun is a card of success, of health, of wealth, of happiness, of joy. Yeah. Of really being our true selves. It's a card of fulfillment. It's the card of sort of basking in the glory of our true selves, knowing who we are and why we're here, and we're in this kind of, we're in harmony. We're living in harmony as a spiritual being with the world around us. And I think this is really, and I think you're looking to preserve this. Because look, you have all of the wonderful cards. But there is that need for you to develop the ability to say no, so that you do not become so drained and fatigued that your light just gets darker and darker and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. Another Sun, maybe? We know it's not going to be another Wheel of Fortune. Or will it? No, there's only one in the deck. I'm thinking an Empress energy again, or a Sun card again. I think it's going to be a repeat of some card we already have. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's see. Well, it is the Seven of Wands. It's the card of valor. It's the card that says, you know what, when you say no, when you assert yourself, when you make a decision, you've got to stick to that no matter what. Okay, and this is kind of, to me, this feels like the card that says, as soon as you say no to somebody, they might take issue with that. When someone is so used to the energy just flowing, anytime they need it, with their hand out, there it is. Once you start closing the tap, people are going to notice, right? So this might be a bit of a fight, right? This might be the fight of your life, really. Saying no and dealing with people's reaction to you saying, hey, you know what, sorry, I can't do that today. My plate's already full. I can't take on any more work. And understanding how you are going to handle the negative response. It doesn't have to be a fight. You have this diplomatic energy to you. If somebody is reacting to you negatively, don't take that bait. All right, defend your position. Stand up for yourself and say, you know what, my plate's full. I'm not taking on any more work. Shop is closed for the night. I'm not going to let you in. Unless it's a very special case. And again, you're the judge, right? Nobody's the judge but you. But once you make the decision and you say, you know what, I'm going to bed. I'm not going to do this extra work tonight or whatever. I'm not going to. I need to prioritize myself. I need to get some sleep, right? I need to eat, whatever it is. I need to care for me. You've got to defend that position. But be very aware of your reactions to other people's reactions, because then everybody's just reacting and it becomes a fight. It becomes just a melee, right? So we don't want someone else's reaction to cause us to just react too, because then it's just a fight. So we want to stay in control of how we are responding to other people's reactions. Because reactions will beget reactions, because we're triggering something in each other. Right? Somebody has just kind of a knee-jerk response, and then we react to it, they react, we react, and it's just, there's no progress there. So pay attention to your responses to other people's reactions. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner and a link down below. New readings for Leo on Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.